Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Cecil here because a video here today bringing you guys even more 5 text effects for Photoshop for beginners. And yeah, you guys know the drill. The series is really fun. Check out some more videos, but here's even more text effects for you guys, and let's just get into it. Alright guys, so for the first text effect is surrounding an object with a phrase or a text effect. I think I need a new name for this. However, this is actually a really super dope and really easy way to incorporate text to a project. So start off with your object or person already cut out. With your cutout object, however, hold control and select the thumbnail of the layer to grab the marquee selection. Once you guys have the marquee selection, go into select, modify, and expand. Here you want to expand your pixel ratio anywhere between 20 or 60. Honestly, this is whatever works, honestly. That way your selection actually surrounds your object perfectly though. Then with the marquee tool selected, which is W on your keyboard for the shortcut, it will give you the option when you guys right click on your canvas to make a work path. But when this option actually shows up, allow your work path to be at a 5 pixel threshold. So now with your pencil selection, you can now hover the text tool over the path and select and start writing. And you guys are pretty much done after that. For the record though, if you guys have a pencil selection where it's a little bit too sharp cornered, you might have to go into your characters table and use the VA spacing, shrink the size of the text a little bit and all that kind of stuff to kind of figure out, which way works best. But it's overall a really cool little fun thing to just know how to do. So up next is a 3D stroke effect. Starting off with your letters or letter of choice, make a duplicate however you guys would like. I do Control J for the record. Then with the actual duplicate, change your fill to 0% and open up your layer style settings. You guys want to make sure your stroke size is at whatever you guys feel is best. In my 4K document, I like around 7 or so. And make sure the position and the stroke is on the inside. That way you get a really clean stroke. Then change your stroke color to whatever you guys would like and press OK. Be sure not to actually offset your first stroke. With your new stroke layer, make another duplicate and drag it behind all of the layers, making sure that now both stroke paths are offset similar to something like this. Next, go to your brush and change your brush settings to 100% hardness and whatever stroke size that you guys put as your brush size. So for me, that would be 7. Then you guys want to make a new layer and connect the corners of the letters together. Of course, you can use the pencil here, but if there's no real reason to use it, you can literally just use your brush itself, hold shift, and just make straight lines like that. However, once you guys are done, just use a bit of a Gaussian blur, around 2 or 3 or so on the actual original letter itself, and you guys are pretty much good. It's a really simple effect, and of course you add more layers and letters into it, and just look, it might look really cool, Now, next up is a super simple idea, but in fact, I haven't even done it yet. Kind of surprises me. And that effect being actually using type as texture, which I'm sure not a lot of you guys are new to, but writing out words like that little Twitter meme thing. So starting off with the first letter of the word, then writing out the second, etc., and then ending up with a whole new word at the end, you know what I mean? But honestly, using this actual method as type texture can home in a really fun vibe, even futuristic even, with the right typeface and all that good stuff. I mean, this actually, I don't know why I haven't thought about it, but hopefully it might bring you some cool attention to use in your next project. So there you go, okay? Overall, it's just something I think you guys should be aware of. It's easy enough, but just who would have thought, just who would have thought? So next is a classic, but a really fun one to actually consider using it. And that's the actual stroke fill combination thing. It can easily be done by taking multiple duplications of a word or a letter or a phrase and lowering the fill down to 0% and adding on a stroke layer style at 2 to 3 points. However, doing this down the middle of your canvas or even make it asymmetrical can be a really fun way to actually house a person or a photo that would otherwise be surrounded by empty space. Given the fact that most people actually use this effect only using strokes as the background. You can even go the extra mile and group the text together and merge it all together, and then go to a liquefy effect and distort the text a little bit as well. It's a pretty well-known and used effect around the beginners. However, I don't see that many people use it as a really cool way to house things. So I'm just gonna say it's a really cool thing to do. Fill some space and add some typography context to your project. Alright guys, so for the last text effect is a typography choice, but honestly, I actually explored the idea of this, but it never ended up in the actual guidelines, and it's super simple and really fun. Basically, writing over any word or tracing the inside or outside of letters of a word in a one brush size can honestly make the text come alive a bit and add a little bit of a fun urban style to it. It's slept on. I can't spoil too much because there might be a world where I might come back and use it, but trust, you'll find a really fun little sweet spot on how to actually use it when you give it a shot. So just take that, run with it. It's so simple but so fun. I don't know how to explain it. Just for a little tip, okay, you can use it to add little phrases or words or just anything, and it just does look cool. Just try it out. I'm not gonna lie. Alright guys, that was the end of the video here today. So of course, if you guys liked the video, be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you guys have not already, and that's all I got for you guys. So hopefully I'll see you guys next week. Appreciate you guys, love you guys. That's HQ out. Remember, you gotta keep smiling, stay positive, and stay freaking productive, guys. Later, much love.